Okay, State, who's going to be your next witness?
Sergeant Anthony Portman.
Okay.
Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your full name for the record.
Sergeant Anthony Portman,
How are you employed?
Tampa Police Department,
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
approximately 23 years.
Were you working on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
You said that you were a sergeant, is that correct?
That's correct.
What was your assignment at that time?
I run District 2, Squad 205. I have 6 officers under me that night, and we actually work from Fowler Avenue down to Bush Boulevard, and from 56 out to Armenia is our area of responsibility. And our scheduled time was from 1900 hours to 06:30 in the morning.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you specifically about June 23rd, 2024, the early morning hours. Did you respond to the Home2 Suites located at 1606 McKinley Drive?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What time did you receive a call regarding that hotel, Home2 Suites?
Approximately 4:40 in the morning.
Did you get any other information when you got dispatched out there?
There was just multiple shots fired and somebody was hit or injured.
How were you dressed on that particular time?
The same uniform I'm wearing currently.
And what type of vehicle do you drive?
At that time, I was driving a white Dodge Charger.
When you were responding to that location, how far away were you?
I was currently at 48th and Bush Boulevard. We were sitting at Truth Lounge because there's a club there that we were sitting on. Responded lights and sirens all the way up to Fowler Avenue and 40th Street.
Why were you at Truth Lounge? Is that Truth 18 Lounge?
Yes, ma'am.
How far away is Truth 18 Lounge from that hotel, that Home2 Suites and Holiday Inn?
I'd say roughly about 3 miles.
Why were you at Truth 18?
Because we had multiple issues over the course of that year. It's an after hours kind of club. So we sat there to stop the people from gathering outside and causing issues.
Had you or anyone in your squad gotten any information or intelligence that a rapper by the name of Julio Foolio would be at that club that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that also one of the reasons why you were set up at that particular location?
We didn't know he was going there at that current time. We knew he was going to be in the area and he might go to Teasers, which was off of Nebraska Avenue. But truth, we didn't know he was going to until later on.
While you were set up at Truth 18, did anything happen at that location at that point?
No, ma'am.
And you said you responded over to the hotel at 4:40 because in reference to shooting. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did it take to get from where you were set up at Truth 18 to Home2 Suites?
Probably roughly maybe 2 minutes.
What did you see when you were going to that location?
I was responding priority northbound on 40th Avenue towards Fowler Avenue. As I got to the intersection of 40th and Fowler, Home2 Suites is to my left. I was going to have to make a U-turn in order to go into the hotel. At that point in time, a silver Hyundai came in front of me, basically through the intersection, over the sidewalk, over the curb area, through the bushes and into the hotel. So at that time, I proceeded after that vehicle.
What did you do after that?
I followed that vehicle around the south side of Home2 Suites all the way to the north side to where she stopped the car. They started exiting the car. 2 females and a male exited the vehicle. One of the females was yelling, "Hey, her boyfriend was shot. Check on him. Is he still alive?" So at that point in time, I looked over and saw the other vehicle.
What did you see when you saw the other vehicle?
I saw the vehicle sitting there, multiple bullet holes through the front windshield, and I also saw one gentleman laying inside the vehicle.
What did you do at that point?
I ran over to the vehicle to check if there's any signs of life. At that point in time, there's no signs of life. Noticed there was a blood trail running from the vehicle into the hotel. My other officers got on scene and proceeded into the hotel because we thought there possibly could be an active shooter inside the hotel.
Before we go into that, when you say that you check for signs of life, how did you do that?
I checked for pulse, breathing.
Was there any pulse or was the victim breathing at that point?
No, ma'am, it was not.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 2E. It's already in evidence. Do you recognize the vehicles in this photograph?
Yes, ma'am. The vehicle on the right is the one I stopped with the doors opened. That's where the people got out of. And then the vehicle to the left is the one with the bullet holes and where the gentleman was laying.
And part of you, when you were testifying, you said that that vehicle, in order to get back into this hotel, did it leave the roadway at some point to make this entrance?
Yes, ma'am. It actually crossed over the curb area, sidewalk, and through bushes in order to get back into the hotel.
Did you have any concerns about this vehicle initially when you first came into contact with the vehicle?
I thought it was part of the scene somehow.
And you said at some point your other officers from your unit, ones that you supervised, arrived. Is that correct?
Yes.
Approximately how many officers arrived?
6.
And you said, what was your first priority?
My first priority was life-saving at that point. So we wanted to make sure he was still alive to get the fire in there. And then second of all, to check inside the hotel to make sure there's nothing going inside the hotel.
Did officers from the USF Police Department also respond and assist?
Yes, they showed up just after I got there.
Did you go into any of the hotels?
I went into the hotel that's next to the Home2 Suites. I forget the name of it.
Is it the Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you focus on that particular hotel?
Because if you later on, you'll see a blood trail running from the vehicle across the sidewalk into that hotel. And then once inside the hotel, there's multiple blood everywhere inside the front doors.
How many of your officers responded to the Holiday Inn?
All 6 of them.
What did you do once you got to the Holiday Inn?
Once we got this secured outside, I had USF PD stay with the people that were outside in this vehicle to secure this scene. Officer God Charles found the bullet casings at the Home2 Suites, so he stayed at that scene. The other officers ran into the hotel to start doing basically a search to see if there was anybody in the hotel with a firearm or anybody else that needed injuries because of all the blood.
Why do you have Officer Guard Charles post at the scene where you find the shell casings?
Because that's the primary scene.
And you said the others all then proceeded into the hotel, the Holiday Inn. Did you proceed with them?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened once you got into the Holiday Inn?
We started doing a coordinated search of the hotel, just going up and down all the hallways, all the stairwells. Once we got into the first part of the hotel, there's main blood all over the front steps as you go into the hotel. And then we went to the left and there's actually blood on one of the door handles. So we stopped at that door to make sure the people inside there were okay and that nobody went into that room because it looked like somebody entered that room.
Okay. Were you able to do that and confirm whether or not there was anybody in that room associated with the event that happened outside?
Yes, ma'am. There was nobody associated. They opened the door and said everything was fine. And then we proceeded to the elevator where the blood continued up through the elevator.
During the course of your search, not only on the first floor, but other floors, are there occupied guests in that Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
What can you tell the jury, and you don't have to go into each one, but are there guests that are trying to exit or opening the doors or having questions as you're doing this clearing of the hotel?
Yes.
And you said that you were able to confirm, especially the door that had the blood on it, that there were not any suspects in that room. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
Where did you go after that?
I proceeded up the elevator to the third floor where 2 of my officers were, Officer Conway and Officer Gale, because they were with the 2 subjects that were actually shot from the vehicle that were on the 3rd floor.
What happened once you got to the 3rd floor and made contact with those 2 officers?
I exited the hallway, saw that they were giving basically life-saving measures, trying to take care of the blood, and just looked around, made sure that floor was secured, and proceeded to the 4th floor to secure that floor.
Did it appear that both of those persons that were in contact with your law enforcement officers on the 3rd floor had injuries?
Yes, they did, from what I saw.
And what did you do at that point?
After we got done securing the hotel, I went back outside trying to get the fire department to come in to take care of the 2 subjects on the 3rd floor. and then started getting more officers with my lieutenant to the scene from the rest of the department to try to secure the rest of the scenes that we had going on.
Did USF Police Department, while you and your officers were clearing the Holiday Inn and that hotel, did they stay outside in this area 2E where the vehicle containing the victim was, to make sure, again, that no one else is going inside that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Is eventually homicide detectives and a homicide sergeant called out to the scene to take over the investigation of the case?
Yes, ma'am, they were.
I've previously shown you several photographs of the Holiday Inn. Judge, at this time, we would introduce into evidence States Exhibit 2A through M, as well as 3A through P, and 4A through R.
Any objection?
No objection.
Be admitted.
Sergeant Portman, I'm going to start with 2A. Can you tell us, and let me minimize this a little bit, what is being depicted in 2A?
That's the entrance to the Holiday Inn. That's going to be off, it's facing towards Fowler Avenue.
And I'm going to go back just to 2E, if you can, and if you need to get down, you can. Can you point out from where the victim's vehicle is, where is kind of the pathway? You said there was some blood that you followed. Can you show us what pathway you and your officers took?
Yeah, you'll see a pathway coming out of these doors towards that way, towards the front of the Holiday Inn.
And you can kind of see this brick building in that picture. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's to the, if you go back to the other picture, it's to the right of that vehicle. So the Holiday Inn's actually to the right. Yes, ma'am. So.
And actually, I have a better angle. And what is in 2B?
That's going to be the victim's vehicle being shot up, and then the Holiday Inn directly behind it.
Is this a different angle of that captured? in
Yes, ma'am.
2C?
That's going to be the back side of the victim's vehicle.
And then 2B?
That will be the people that I stopped, their vehicle.
And here is at the front of the Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
2F?
It will be the Holiday Inn and then the vehicle that I stopped going through the parking lot.
And then 2G?
It's just the Holiday Inn.
Go to 2J?
That's the front like driveway entrance, and the front doors are to the right on that picture to enter the Holiday Inn.
And then can you see what's trying to be captured in 2J?
Yes, ma'am. You got the front doors of the Holiday Inn to the left, and then there's the blood trail going up the sidewalk and into the front doors.
And after the homicide unit arrived, did you brief them as to what you and your officers did when you first arrived on scene?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And at this time, we pass the witness.
Okay, cross-examination.
Good morning, Sergeant Portman.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is it afternoon?
Not
Hands
yet.
close. Hands close to it.
Okay. You discovered a Glock, or your unit discovered a Glock on Ty McCree?
My unit did not. No, that I'm aware of.
Did anyone discover a Glock on Ty McCree?
Yes, someone at the, I believe it was HCSO at the Advent Health.
All right. And do you know who Ty McCree is?
He's one of the people that we came in contact with.
One of the victims in the case?
Yes.
All right. Did you yourself discover any guns or firearms?
I did not, no, sir.
Did anyone in TPD discover any firearms?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
I know the one at the university, or not the university, sorry, Advent Health. I know there was one there, but I'm not aware of the other ones.
The one at Advent Health, is that the same one we were just talking about for McCree?
I believe so,
Okay, so just one firearm that you know of.
that I know of, yes.
All right. And you did an initial investigation on the scene of the crime, right?
What do you include as initial investigation?
So just like going to the scene, trying to figure out what happened, trying to help people, that sort of thing.
Yes.
All right. And after that day, did you do any work on this case?
No, sir.
All right. So that was your sole involvement in the case.
That's correct. It's that night.
All right. So you don't have anything to say about whether Alicia Andrews intended to kill Charles Jones?
No, sir.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Just briefly. Sergeant Portman, you said that you were only aware of one firearm that was collected by an individual at Advent Health. Is that Advent Health Hospital? Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that would have been because that was reported by eventually the deputies to another one of your officers.
That's correct.
As far as any other guns or firearms that are recovered in this investigation, would that information be funneled to the case detective in the homicide unit?
Yes, it would be.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. You're free to go.